Hey guys, Andrue2 here. Just wanted to come by, bring you another video. We're going to today go over all of the changes that Diablo 4 is planning to make in Season 4 starting tomorrow. Tomorrow is when the PTR releases, if you're not aware. April 2nd until the April 9th is when it's going to be available for testing. Now, if you haven't ever done PTR before, this is the way that Blizzard would like you to set up PTR. You can very simply just by going over to this cog wheel over here or this game version and selecting PTR when it's available. I assume it's going to be available tomorrow because that's when PTR comes out. You'll have to install it just like everything else in life, and once you're done installing it, then you can just join in and play. So in regards to like what's going to be happening, right? Class updates and full patch notes. They emphasize that there's going to be a ton of different changes. That's why I have this little counter over here for buffs and nerfs. I actually wanted to go through each individual one and try to figure out if it was considered a buff or considered a nerf, and then at the end of the video kind of compile everything into one big summary and just see how the changes are going to be. My thoughts before we begin are, well, to be honest with you, I think it's a good thing. Personally, I've been a big fan of Diablo for quite a while. I stopped playing it last season because they just were not adhering to any of the issues that the players wanted. A lot of the issues that I saw that were brought up were sort of developer made issues, nothing that the players really encountered. It was sort of things that was outside of the player's grasp. Things like itemization that they're going to be changing in this season. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at what we got. So first off, there's going to be a lot of. I obviously feel like there's going to be a lot more buffs than nerfs this time around, but just in regards to what's going to be happening, a lot of things are getting changed. They're opening designs. They want us to play how we want to play. Everything's great. So, and to promote real build diversity, personally, I've always been a fan, at least in the Diablo games, of like a basic attack build. I know it's probably not the most exciting thing in the world, but it does inspire some sort of curiosity for me and a little bit of imagination. So, okay, so let's get into it. First and foremost, obviously Tyrael's Might is a buff. Alright. Yen's Blessing, new unique, is another buff as well. Aspect of the Frosty Shades, or Strides, aspect of the Frosty Strides. Evade freezes close enemies, yes. Damaging enemy has up to a 20% chance to daze them for 2 seconds, yes. Okay, so we're going into Barbarians now. Barbarians, okay. So the unique items for Barbarians. Ancients you summon are empowered. Physical damage, Dust Devils, ignites the ground. Your next double swing will hit. Your shout skills, yep. That's enough. That's a buff. Good. And we'll deal 11% increased damage for each 1% their size is increased. Okay, druids now. Druid unique items, right? Yeah, it's a buff. I'd consider that a buff. Unique. Adding unique items to the game is considered a buff. I firmly believe that. Wild Heart Hunger. Let's see. Yep. Aspect of Fevered Mauling. You gain reduction, stacking to 5 times. Okay, Necromancer Unique items. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. 1, 2, 3 for the Necromancer. Let's get into the Rogue. Loves exploding arrows. Stun grenades. Pierce. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorcerer. Or Sorceress. Either one. Let's see here. Frozen Orb. Nice. Firebolt. Through your firewall. Non-defensive skills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 20. Cool. So now we're in balancing updates. So this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky because there's going to be buffs and nerfs. Right? So reduced resources needed, reduced, that's a buff. Damage increase while unstoppable, reduced. Persist 1 second longer after being unstoppable, that's a buff. No longer fall off independently, yes. Gain from 25 to 40%, that's a nerf. You have 8, that's a buff for assimilation. Chance to stun increase from 8 to 10, now increases damage to stun or knock down enemies, that's a buff. Of Inner Calm. Deal 5% increased damage. Triple this bonus after standing still for 3 seconds. That's a good one. That's a good one too, of the Crowded Sage. Bold Chieftains is now usable by both Barbarians and Druids. Needle Flare now applies thorns to Necromancer minions. And then this is just like a one-time all. It's Necromancer, Barbarian, Druid, and Sorcerer companions now receive 100% of the player's attributes, which is, in my opinion, what it should have been at the start. This is how you create sort of a feeling that minions are just as strong as you are, if not stronger. Because if you're playing a build that's a minion-based build, then, well, it's gonna want to have everything focused on the minions. And if the minions aren't as strong as you, then you can't make a minion build that's going to be doing what you would be doing. So this is a huge change. 100% of the player's attributes is enormous, considering what we've had before. Alright, so Barbarian Skills, right? Yeah, Barbarian Skills. Barbarian's 10% innate damage has been removed. Legendary powers that require Call to Arms to be equipped no longer have that requirement. Good. Dust Devils would have varying duration, speed, and movement patterns based on which legendary aspect created them. Now they all behave consistently regardless of what aspect they're from. Good. Charge damage reduced. Ugh. This is Barbarian Skills, whether we're doing nerfs or buffs. Okay. Nerf for charge, power charge, cooldown reduction per hit reduced from 3 to 2. Cooldown reduction for hitting a boss reduced from 4 to 6. Maximum cooldown reduction reduced from 9 to 6. One times increased damage for each point of fury you had when using it. Now is a 2% critical strike chance for every 10 fury you had. That's worse. This was more damage. It's a ton more damage. You could have 100. Let's say you had 100 fury. It does 100 times more damage. Now, it only gives you 10 fury you had. It only gives you 20% crit, which is terrible. 100% damage compared to 20% crit is way worse. Or is way better, rather. Ren's damage against vulnerable enemies increased. That's a good thing. The initial damage dealt from Rupture is now guaranteed to overpower. That's good. Leap damage, Frenzy damage, Whirlwind damage, Upheaval damage. Good. Range of damage increase from... That's good, and that's good. Yes. Buff there. Damage per 10 fury consumed increased from 20 to 25. Unbridled Rage, the bonus damage reduced from 135 to 100. Alright, weapon expertise, getting into the thicker of the barbarian, right? That's the kind of like benefit of being a barbarian is you get to be a weapon expertise, which gives you different bonuses depending on which weapon you're using, which is kind of interesting. Lucky hit is increased, damage while healthy is increased, fury gain good, stun invulnerable enemies while berserking. Oh, that's much better. Reduced from 15 to 10. Critical strike chance against injured enemies increased. That's good. Alright, so the Paragons for Barbarians. Cooldown reduction reduced. Damage increased by berserking bonus reduced. And caps at 30%. Additional bonus, overpower damage reduced. Bonus overpower damage per 5 willpower reduced. Ooh. Ooh, man. Now every 30 seconds your next attack will overpower. That's a buff and a nerf. -1, -1. Let's just leave it there. No, let's do buff and nerf. Yeah. Additional bonus, fury gain on enemy kill increases. That's a good thing. Okay, legendary aspects now for barbarians. Description reworded for clarity, no functional change, so we just move on. Bonus overpower damage reduced. Fear generation while all 3 walking arsenal bonuses are active increased. Previous casting double swing twice. Casting double swing creates dust devil. That's a buff. After generate 100 fury. Your next direct cast creates 3 dust devils. A deal and every 0.5 seconds. Yep, that's a buff. Now increases the damage for charge, leap, and kick. The timer on the buff has been removed. Good. Now reduces the cooldown of leap by 2.5 seconds per enemy hit up to a maximum 9 seconds. Hitting a boss with leap provides a maximum cooldown reduction. Good. That's huge. That's huge, man. Hitting a boss with leap provides a maximum cooldown reduction. That's huge. Okay. Damaging a bleeding or vulnerable enemy has a chance to stun them. That's good. Of vocalized empowerment, previously of echoing fury. Now called by both barbarians and druids, your shout skills generate 2 to 4 fury per second while active. Your shout skills generate 5 to 10 primary resource per second while active. Good. Rage of Herogath. Okay. Up to a 20 to 40% chance to reduce the cooldowns of your non-ultimate skills by 1.5 seconds. When you inflict bleeding on... Wait, does it say elites? Why is it only elites? Oh, that's for the previous. Whoops. Inflicting bleeding on an enemy cooldown. That's good. Huge boon. Damage dealt when freezing enemies increased. Can now trigger from non-core skills. Even better. The blood pool now makes enemies take increased damage from all damage types. Good. Okay, so Barbarian... Not bad. I think we had like 11 or 9 nerfs, and we got a lot of buffs for Barbarians, so that's good. Alright, so cooldown reset chance increased from 20 to 25. That's good. Spirit restoration energy increased from 10 to 20. Critical strike healing increased from 3 to 5. That's good. Damage increased. Attack speed increased. Let's go, baby. Claw. For Maul, damage increased by 10%. Enhanced Maul. Fortify increased. Yes. Stun duration increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Yes. Shred damage increased by 10. Healing increased from 2 to 4. Now categorized as a shout skill. Even better. Wolves now gain unstoppable when skill is cast. 1, 2. For those two. Alright, Petrify. Petrify's effect. Oh, this is it now. Petrified grants 50 spirit when cast, and its effect durations are increased by 1 second. That's good. Supreme Petrify. Killing an enemy affected by Petrify reduces cooldown by 1 second. Hitting a boss with Petrify reduces its cooldown by 10 seconds. Wow. Awesome. Okay, last rate damage, good. Last rate hits, heal for 3% max life, doubled on crit strike. The first crit strike is guaranteed and deals 150% increased damage. That's good. Supreme last rate. Whenever last rate critical strikes, your shapeshifting skills deal 4% increased damage for 10 seconds. Up to 40. 40% increased damage for shapeshifting. That's a buff, yeah. Okay. Passives. Call to the Wild. Damage increase. Good. When a shapeshifting into a new animal form, you deal 1% increased damage for 3 seconds. Okay, that's a good thing. When shapeshifting into an animal form, Werebear grants 2% damage reduction. Werewolf grants 2% movement speed, each from 6 seconds. Bonuses are doubled while both are active. After casting Companion Skill, your next core skill or Wrath Skill damage and critical strike chance are increased by 5% up to 15. That's above 2 Spirit when transforming into human form. That's stupid. Movement speed increased. Good. Damaging. Okay, legendary aspects now. Druid legendary aspects. Okay. Damaging a poison enemy with a werewolf werebear skill will instantly deal 120-124% poison damage and consume the poisoning, while hitting a poison enemy as a werebear or crowd-controlled enemy as a werewolf. Okay. After killing an enemy with shred, you gain 20 spirit. Your werewolf skills deal 10 to 25 increased damage when cast above 50 spirit. Good. Damage increased. 3% higher end. That's good. Night Howlers. Blood Howl increases critical strike chance by 5 to 10%. In addition, Blood Howl also affects nearby companions and players. Is now a shout skill. So it's the same. Nothing really changes. Just that it could be a shout skill. That's the only thing that's really different. That's changed. Raw Might. Stun duration. Shepherds. Now Wrath skills also gain increased damage from companion. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. That's a boon. That's a boon. Instructed Werebear. Gain 10 to 25 spirit that's even better, every 8 seconds. That's awesome. Killing an enemy with any skill now replenishes the barrier as well as earth skills. Good. Yeah, so this is the vocalize. This is the new weapon, and I already marked it as a buff for Barbarian. So, okay. So, unique items. Flesh render, damage bonus. Okay. Now, casting a defensive skill deals damage to nearby poison enemies, increased by 15% for every 100 willpower you have. Alright, Paragon. Poisoning damage duration increased. Poison effect double damage chance increased. Critical strike chance increased. Damage increased from 120 to 130. After shape-shifting, your spirit cost reduced by 5% for 10 seconds, up to 45 if you reach 10 stacks. This bonus resets and reduces the cooldown of all your ultimate skills by 5 seconds. That's pretty good. If you reach 10 stacks, up to 45%. Oh, okay. So 50. Got it. Okay. Necromancer. Time to get in here with the necros. Alright, so tooltip now correctly refreshes the defiled area for slow. That's a buff. Remove the movement speed reduction. Buff. Decompose. Interval reduced from 1 second. Increased channeling. Essence generation. Good. When spawning corpses instead of channeling. Good. That's all bonus. Decompose is a win right now. Increased spawn rate for volatile skeletons. Supreme Army of the Dead spawn rate adjusted to match volatile skeletons is now categorized as a summoning skill. Huh. Thank goodness, dude. Who would have thought that Army of the Dead wasn't considered a summoning skill? Because you're not. Okay. I'm not going to get into it. Passives. Inspiring Leader. Healthy for at least 2 seconds. You and your minions. Gain. Just gain increased critical strike chance. Oh. Attack speed to critical strike speed? I don't know. I feel like that's a nerf. I feel like attack speed is better. Because aren't you supposed to... Your minions are supposed to inherit 100% of your stats, right? So what's the point of that? I'm calling it a nerf. Your minions gain 3% attack speed for each active minions. Let's see. That's a buff, I guess, because if they take damage, then they still get it. Okay, so Book of the Dead. This one got a huge bunch of bonuses, so we're just going to go through here real quick and just check it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Now legendary aspects for Necromancer. Blood-soaked aspects. While in Blood Mist form, increases movement speed. Great. While Army that is active, your minions deal 70 and take 90% damage. Great. Also increases the max number of skeletal warriors by 2. Great. Empower you at 55 to 70% effectiveness. Good. When Decompose explodes, gain 25 to 40 essence. Good. Decompose can chain and burst up to 2 additional targets. Solutions from Decompose deal 30 times increased damage. Good. Deal 40 to 50 times increased shadow damage to enemies affected by any curse. Good. Each percent of your maximum life you heal beyond 100% grants you 0.5. Oh, yeah. Way better. Overpower damage compared to critical strike damage. That's awesome. Bloat Orbs grant 10 to 25 essence. That's a buff. Alright, unique items now. It's pretty good so far. 109 to 17. We'll do a calculation at the end to see what the percentage of the ratio from buffs to nerfs is. So, Okay, the unique items for Necro. Every 6th attack from a minion is overpowered. Exploding. Good. Union minions deal 20 times increased damage to crowd controls targets. Good. Oh, this is Paragon. Whoops. Paragon for Necros. Paragon. Okay. Yep. That's a good thing. Additional bonus maximum buffed to 15%. Good. Your minions deal 30 times increased damage for each 20 times percent of attack speed bonus they have, up to a maximum of 100 times attack speed bonus. So they can deal an increased... Oh, wow, nice. It just doubled. That's way good. Okay, rogues. Stun grenades, base duration increased. Good. You gain. Attacking enemies that are unmarked will fill the gauge, but at 5% of the normal rate. Good. Reduce energy requirement. Good. Damage increase. Good. Can now be cancelled slightly earlier from another skill. Good. Fix an issue where this wasn't activating and scaling from certain instances. Increase the proc chance from 45. Good. Maximum increased damage buff from 15 to 25. Good. Let's see. When Inner Sight's gauge becomes full, you gain 100% dodge chance for 2 seconds. Your core skills deal increased damage. Inner Sight's gauge remains full. Good. Increase physical damage bonus from 6.6 to 9.9 for each 5 points of dexterity purchased within range. Good. Okay, legendary aspects for rogues. Increase the damage range buff from 10 to 25, 15 to 30. Good. When you enter or break stealth. Enter or break stealth. That's good. Now additionally increases grenade skill damage by 25 to 40. 25 to 40. 25 to 40. Good. Dealing damage to a dazed enemy with an agility skill grants stealth for 4 seconds. When stealth breaks, you gain 85 to 100% dodge chance for 2 seconds. When stealth breaks, you gain dodge chance. That's good. Damaging vulnerable non-basic has a yeah, I guess it's a buff. Not really use that skill, but have the same chance as your critical strike chance to be frozen for 2 seconds. You deal just under frozen enemies. Has your critical strike chance to be frozen for 2 seconds. Okay. Buff. Smoke grenades dodge effect cooldown. Good. Maximum dash cooldown reduction is reach from hitting 3 enemies, reduced from 5. Good. When a Dark Shroud shadow is removed, you trigger an explosion around yourself to deal shadow damage and apply shadow immunity to each enemy hit. Good. Blast Trapper. Supposed to deal shadow. Ooh, nice. That's a good one. Instead of just making them vulnerable, and now has a... Oh, okay, yeah. Cause an explosion. Okay, evading through an enemy infected by shadow movement grants stealth. Breaking stealth grants you life. Good. Damaging a vulnerable enemy has a 25% chance to create an arrow storm. Over 3 seconds. Good. Okay. Now for some unique items for the rogue. Writhing Band of Trickery. Reduce cooldown 10 to 6 seconds. Good. For the sorcerer, mastery skills are now considered core skills. Oh, whoops. Never mind. So we're going into the sorcerer now. Sorry. I'm getting into the sorcerer now. So mastery skills are now also considered core skills. Good. Chance for conjuration skills to case Frost Nova. to cast Frost Nova increased from 30 to 35, good. Chill amount increased from 15 to 18, good. Activates community with 100% life, bad. Damage increased. Explosion leads in while healthy, deals 45 increased damage, cool. 30 to 40, good. Ice armor, good. Good. Nice. 3. 1, 2, 3 for those 3. Shimmering Frost Nova. Alright. Frost Nova now grants 3% dodge chance per enemy hit up to 15. Hitting a boss gives you a maximum amount. Nice. Successful dodges generate 20 mana. Good. Previous Flame Shield grants 40. Flame Shield has a 50% larger burn radius. Stun for 30 seconds. Your next skill. Ooh, guaranteed crit. Nice. You gain 30% movement speed after teleporting. Teleport deals 5%. Calculate enemies up to hits. So at 1, 2. Cool. Now plays vulnerable for 5 seconds when it ends. Ricochet chance increased. Damage increased. Baseline maximum amount increased from 1 to 2. Damage increased by 8%. Damage increased by 10%. New functionality. Gained 15% base damage reduction while channeling. While channeling. Cooldown reset chance reduced. Oh, increased. Okay, good. This is passives for the sorceress. What did we do before? Before it was what? Skills? And now we got passives. Now we got passives, so. Okay. Damage reduction increased. Crowd controlled enemies now provide the damage bonus instead of immobilize. You get 1% increased damage movement speed and 10% and 2% mana generation for each active conjuration. That's good. Lucky hit chance, good. Damage increased. Damage increased from 3 to 4. Okay. Legendary aspects for sorceress. Alright, gain teleport's cooldown is reduced after teleporting. Crackling energy hits 2 additional enemies for 5 seconds. Good. Damage good. Yep. Concentration. Damage reduction good. Chain to additional enemy. Damage reduction good. Another 5%. Both immobilize and stun. Now trigger the slow effect. Good. And we're closing to around 35 minutes in this video. This is a super long video right now. Splintering energy. Now casting lightning spear always spawns additional lightning spear and increases damage of your lightning skills. That's a buff. Damage increases 25 to 40, 30 to 45, 5% increase. Alright, unique items. Unique items for sorceress. Damage to close enemies replaced with ranks of charged bolts. Good. New functionality. Now lasts 4 seconds longer for each defensive skill not on your action bar. Good. Cold damage increases maximum raised. Good. Okay. So that's all the changes for the classes. Now we're gonna get into actual loot, right? So big, and big. This is all huge. These loot updates are immense. 2, 3. Let's give it four ups. 4 thumbs up is what I give it. If I had 2 more thumbs, I would give it 2 more thumbs right now for these loot changes right here. Elixir updates. Okay, all weak, strong, and potent elixirs have been removed and replaced with the following more powerful versions, which are available at level 50. So, it's just Fortitude level 1, Fortitude level 2. It's just experience increased by 8, and then resource is just doubled. So, 1 there for this. For these Elixir updates. Cold Res 1, Cold Res 2, Fire Res 1, Fire Res 2, Lightning Res 1, Lightning Res 2, Poison Res 1, Poison Res 2, Shadow Res 1, Shadow Res 2, Iron Barbs 1, Iron Barbs 2, Fortitude 1, Fortitude 2, Destruction 1, Destruction 2, Precision 1, Precision 2, Advantage 1, Advantage 2, Resource 1, Resource 2. Those are all the new elixirs. And they all provide, the base is this, and then it's doubled. So, new elixirs. After killing an enemy, holy bolts fire from the corpse of that enemy. Nice, new elixirs, that's good. Killing an enemy, increase movement speed by 3% for 5 seconds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is going to be huge. This is going to be huge for trying to speed clear. This is going to be big. Alright, SU's here. Heirloom now denotes in the tooltips instead of a buff on the buff bar. Nice. Zoom out further has been added. Crafting materials now have rarities associated with them. New notifications related to that of the expiration of migrated seasonal stashes has been added. Search through your stash. Filtering by item power. Drop item can be used when selecting control click on keyboard. Oh my god. The skill tree can now be navigated with a D-pad on controller. There's now a pop-up on the HUD when picking up materials. Miscellaneous changes made to improve the overall readability of our game. Good, good, and good. Players who earned a Seal of the Worthy for the given week in the Gauntlet will now have a 100% chance of being rewarded a unique item. Better luck chests are additionally drop 500 obols. Okay, following nightmare dungeons will be added. This is the list of nightmare dungeons that will be added in World Tier 3. Belfry Zakara, I know of it. Renegade's Retreat. Champion's Demise. Champ's Demise and Belfry Zakara are definitely going to be the ones that I'm running the most. Light Watch is also nice. But yeah, Champion's Demise and Belfry Zakara are just so easy. World Tier 4. Looking here, Blind Burrows, Goa Ruins, Crusader's Cathedral, Boulder's Cave. Wow, there's a lot in here. Wow, that's quite a bit. Quite a bit being added to that. That's good. That's a two buffs right there for all those being added. Okay. Traversal skills such as leap and teleport can now have their distance determined as by how far the analog stick on the controller is defected. This will enable players on controllers to have better control of their range for those abilities, improving parity with mouse and keyboard gameplay. Good. More skills will appear more visually powerful as the skill gains power. Additionally, existing visual scaling has been improved. Experience rewards from completing dungeon events have been increased. Good. Wow. Screen Reader was drunk all last season. Just Screen Reader could not do anything. So, and then these are bug fixes. I don't know if I consider bug fixes as necessarily a buff. It's something that needs to be changed, but we're already about 40 minutes in, so let me just give you my summary. All in all, I think it's very good, right? Considering all of the things that have been changed. And then let's do a ratio here really quickly. Let's be, so about every 10.2 buffs there was a nerf. So I'd say that's really good, right? Considering everything else happened. So if you guys are going to be on tomorrow, let me know. Stop by the stream. I'm going to be streaming it tomorrow. Andrue2 is the link, and we'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace.